This is the Classic Baseball Broadcast Network, where we believe there is nothing like hearing about history from those who lived it. Listen to our full catalog of broadcasts at classicbaseballbroadcast.com. If you enjoy the podcast, please help me out and do one of three things. Follow, subscribe this podcast, and leave a review. It really helps. Share us with your baseball friends. Let them know about us. Or jump over to members.ThisDayInBaseball.com. Join our email list, community, and our family of baseball podcasts.
An amazing young man. This is his fifth appearance, all in starting role. He has one shutout, which was against the Red Sox up at Fenway Park. And that is a tough ball toss to put the shutout in because of a short left field fence. Last time that Stottlemyre pitched, he gave up 2 runs, only 1 was earned. But that was the ball game that Buster Narum of the Senators shut the Yankees out in. And so that is Stottlemyre's only loss. He pitched 8 innings in that and gave up 1 run. And you can't find any fault about that. He has gone at least 8 innings in each of his 4 ball games. The Yankees brought him up from Richmond on August the 11th. And down there he was 13-3. Roland Jones, left-hand batter, first up, and takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Jones up there hitting at .241. He's hit safely in his last 9 games. He's a very promising young prospect. Stottlemyre's second pitch is good. It's above the knees and a strike. For those of you who haven't seen Stottlemyre pitch, he isn't what you would say is an overpowering fastball pitcher. But the fastball has a natural sink on it, as it did then, strike 2 swinging. He is the type of pitcher, as they say, who keeps his infield busy. They'll have ground balls to pick up. Gets a good curve. He is an all-round athlete. Delivers as a ground ball, hits slowly down to second. It's a tough chance for Gonzalez to throw. In time. Ooh. We had to wait on Hurley, and I think he had to wait. Mr. Hurley had to listen as well as look on that one. It was that close. Umpires at first base depend a great deal on the sound of the ball going into the first baseman's mitt and the sound of the runner's foot hitting the bag. And Hurley was pulling out all the stops on that play. It was that close. So Jones is out. Nice play by Gonzalez. Let's not forget that. And now they have Felix Mantilla. Takes the pitch low outside, ball 1. Mantilla hitting at .256. He hits a damaging blow in the Friday night game. Stottlemyre comes down as the curve's going on and missed 1-1. What Stottlemyre does is it's a very simple ribbon, very graceful, but he holds his hand just at the belt line, takes the sign, immediately goes right up into a smooth pump and delivers. Inside, goes to the hand, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Blanchard catching. We haven't asked Yogi whether there's any significance or not, but every time Stottlemyre has started, Blanchard has been back of the plate. Of course, I know Howard caught both of them yesterday, last night. This is inside, ball 3. There was a lot of baseball business that was transacted out here last evening. So much so that neither ball club had batting practice today. They just took infield and started off. Stottlemyre behind, 3-1. And see up, takes the curve over for strike 2. Howard giving it the right hand. The Yankees have 3 of their regulars out. Richardson, Kubek, Norris. 3-2 pitch, curve, grounded down to third. Boyer up with it. Over to first, keep up going in plenty of time. 2 up, 2 down. Now we have Carl Yastrzemski, who's been hitting well in this series. Had a home run. First game last night. Hitting at .292. Yastrzemski won the batting championship last year. and then got off to a woeful start this season, hasn't been able to quite catch up. Swings as a ground ball wide of first. It is into right field for a base hit. And Yastrzemski is on. A single to right. Well, he's closing in on the 300 mark, that's for sure. This is the first base hit. Yastrzemski was a very young ball player when he won that batting championship. He was born 1939. He started in pro ball in 59. Last year was his third year in the major league. Of course, the youngest fellow to ever win it is Kaline of the Tigers. Dick Stewart takes the curveball low, ball one. Kaline never played an inning in the minors. He just walked right into it. Stewart has had a very strong series. He's hitting 269. Swings at the ground ball to deep short. Lenses up, goes the short way to second to the fourth on the runner from first. Lens to second baseman Gonzalez. No run. One hit, one left. So the score at the end of half an inning. The Red Sox nothing and the Yankees coming to bat.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer. Summertime's a thirsty time. Don't run out of old Valentine. Look for the Totem Pole sign. And tote home plenty. A Totem Home plenty Valentine. Summertime's a thirsty time. Don't run out of cold Valentine. Look for the Totem Pole sign. A tote home plenty. A Totem Home plenty Valentine beer. Totem Home plenty Valentine.
Nothing turns your thirst to a smile faster than a cold, crisp Valentine. So it's wise to keep plenty on ice. Next time you shop, look for the Valentine Totem Pole sign. It's a reminder to tote home plenty of Valentine. Totem Home plenty Valentine beer and get a smile every time.
Inning, we have Phil Lynn, who has surely been a regular infielder this year. He's been that short these days now with Kubek out with a bad hip. Then Gonzalez, then Fresh. Bob Hefner on the mound. 1-6, lost 5 this season. Tall right-hander delivers and has a base hit inside third down the left field corner. And Lynn is right on around to second base. Mantilla comes up with the ball and the throw goes to third, and it is a double for Lenz on the first pitch. Boom. Lenz has been coming right along with his batting. When he first started filling in on a regular basis, he was hitting under 200. He went up there before he got that hit at 260. So Lenz, who likes to scamper, base hit, start things off for the Yankees. There's Pedro Gonzalez, hitting 297. Swings at the first pitch and hits it out into short right field. It's in for a base hit. And it gets away from Thomas. Here's Lynch coming in to score. Gonzalez is on his way to third. It's going to be a triple. And it's an overthrow, and he comes in to score. The ball is thrown so high that he went into the third base stand. Two quick runs. A double on the first pitch to Lynn. Gonzalez triples on the first pitch to him. And this scores Lynn. The second baseman relaying the right fielder's throw. Threw it so high over third that it went right on into the stand. Not even on the bounce. There was no way in the world to stop that one. So there was no way to stop Gonzalez. And the Yankees have got two in the bank. That is a triple for Gonzalez and an error for the second baseman. Don Fresh, switch hitter batting left-handed, gets in. As gang up on him around toward right. Fresh hitting at 255. Takes the first pitch, which is low inside. Ball one. Oh, this just happened in a hurry. They foul back. One on the screen. Yankees 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Red Sox, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Ground foul outside of first. And just 2 strikes to Fresh. The White Sox game at Baltimore will not start for about another 20 minutes. They go off down there at 2 o'clock. The new Sunday starting time at the stadium this year, 1:30. Kessner delivers, and it's over for a call. Strike 3. Trips the inside corner, and Tom is unhappy about it. Slowly walks away. And here's the big fella, Mantle, hitting at 310. Bob Hefner is tall, as it's called, he's 6'4", 205 pounds. He started out in the Red Sox organization in 57, and then the Reds drafted him in 62. Drafted him off the Seattle club as a high foul, close to the third base stand and out of play for a strike. But then after Cincinnati had a look at him at spring training camp, they returned him to Seattle, and suddenly Hefner seemed to find himself, and the Red Sox brought him in last year. Well, the Yankees couldn't have gotten 2 runs any quicker than they got him today. You know, at the start of an inning, especially a new young pitcher, I like to sit down and try and tell you where he's from and how tall he is. I didn't get the chance to go with his 4th hitter. Okay, 2-0 New York. Mantle hits the ground ball too short. The 2 up with it. The long throw is in time for the out. Now we have 2 down. And here's Joe Pepitone, who tore the place apart last night. 3 home runs, and all of them big shots. Drove in 8 runs. We had a grand slammer, one with 2 on, and then the last one was bases empty. That was a big sweep for the Yankees. Different feeling in the clubhouse today. Outfield around toward right on Pepitone, left-hand hitter. Batting 249. Pitch for a strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Infield swung around toward first. We had Jimmy Gleason coaching at first for New York. Frank Frazetti at third. Time is called. Just a moment. But the pitcher didn't see it. Pitch. Pepitone didn't see it. Swung, fouled it off. But it is no pitch. Time was called by the first base umpire, Hurley. You know, you always think, in a situation like this, when a base umpire has called time, and the pitcher still pitches and the batter swings, pulls the batter, hits it into the sand, what's going to happen? Not a thing. Somebody's going to be aggrieved, of course. Now the defense goes even more toward right on Pepitone. 1 strike against Joe. Tall young right-hander, Bob Hefner delivers outside, and it is ball 1. 1-1. We have 2 outs. The Yankees have 2 runs in. Upturn and overclosed stand. Cuts to the ground ball to first baseman Stewart, who makes the put out unassisted. Still, after 2 quick hits and 2 quick runs, we had 3 quick outs. And it is 2 runs, 3 hits. 2 hits. Looking at the triple. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And the score at the end of the first inning, last meeting of these two clubs this year. The Yankees 2 and the Red Sox nothing. Got a big road trip coming up. The Yankees are moving to Los Angeles, then to Kansas City, then to Minnesota, then to Detroit. And every time the Yankees go to one of these places, that's their last time this year. The schedule for this afternoon in the Major League has the White Sox at Baltimore. It'll be starting in 15 minutes, and we'll have bulletins for you. Washington at Minnesota. Cleveland, which has won its last 8, is down for a doubleheader at Kansas City. Detroit is at Los Angeles. In the National League, the Mets are at Chicago, Philadelphia at Pittsburgh, Houston at Cincinnati for a doubleheader, and San Francisco is at Milwaukee for a doubleheader. Los Angeles and St. Louis for one. Yankees leading 2-0, and Lee Thomas first up against Stottlemyre in the second inning. That's hand batter. Takes the pitch low. Ball one. Thomas takes a strike. He's hitting 257. Came up originally in the Yankee organization. And here's the first news from Baltimore, the starting pitcher. Stottlemyre delivers low ball two. It'll be Joe Holland for Chicago and the veteran Robin Roberts for Baltimore. Two-one delivery, swung on, bounce right back to the mound, one hop. Stottlemyre takes it, goes to first with the throw, and Thomas is out. One up, one away. We were talking just now about this young pitcher for Red Sox, Hefner, that the Reds drafted and then decided they didn't want him. And returned him to Seattle. Well, the Yankees had Roberts 2 springs ago and released him. He never pitched an inning for New York, and you know what he's done for the Orioles. And here he is starting in this big one today. Pitch is low outside, ball one. And of course, this is a truly big game. In other words, as the thing goes along, they are getting bigger and bigger. For example, the White Sox today, they've almost got to win this one to stay alive. There's a line drive hit out into center, right to Mather. And Malzone is out. And of course, for the Orioles, if they want to start pulling away, well, this is a must win for them. And this is a must game for the Yankees. They've got to win here in order to gain on somebody and not lose on anybody. Boy, this thing is coming from behind, especially with 2 clubs ahead of it, is something. Particularly when you are not going to play your adversary. I don't recall a September like that in the Pennant Race. Here's Ed Brissot taking the first pitch too low. Ball one. Right hand hitting shortstop. Brissot hitting at 296. I was congratulating him yesterday on an interview. There's a ground ball hit into left field. Went up Boyer's glove, and Rousseau is on at first and stops with a single. I congratulated him on hitting 300, on leading the majors right now in doubles. And you know what he said? He said, well, you ought to close the season out right now. So a single to left. This is the second hit for the Red Sox. Stottlemyre on the mound. Delivers, and there's another base hit into left field, hit by catcher Bob Tillman, a line drive. The lead runner, Brazil, stopped at second, and this gets up now the pitcher. So Tillman cracked the line drive before we could tell you he was up there hitting 289. A lot of first ball hitting today on both sides. Bob Hefner hitting 147. He has 5 hits for 34 trips. Pitches him over for a strike. T-O-T-T-L-E-M-Y-R-E. Serve on the outside, ball one. When Yogi was making out his batting order, the first time that Stottlemyre was going to start, there were about 6 or 7 writers standing in the room. And Yogi came down to the pitcher's name and he said, I'm going to start Stottlemyre. How do you fellows spell his name? And nobody could spell it exactly right. Curveball is over, strike 2. So it is S-T-O-T-T-L-E-M-Y-R-E. Stottlemyre 3-1. 1-0 over the Red Sox. There's the pitcher swinging in the 2-4, strike 3. Finish it off stack. No runs, 2 hits. 2 left. Singles coming with 2 out. And the score at the end of an inning and a half remains the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox nothing.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
Go ahead. Have another.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
Frosty cold, crisp and clean.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
Keep plenty on ice.
You get a smile every time with a Valentine. Won't fill you up, won't let you down.
Sweet taste of a Valentine.
Won't fill you up, won't let you down. So get a smile every time with a Valentine. Won't fill you up, won't let you down. Wow, what a beer, that's Valentine.
Captain Beer, look for the special totem pole display and put home 20 Valentine beer in self-open cans. Get them in the handy plastic 6-pack. Johnny Blanchard will be pushed up for the Yankees. Last of the second inning. Blanchard hitting .232. Big, strong left-hand batter. It's almost a mortal cinch to pull the right, and so they gang up on him. They've got 5 fellows over there in right field. Pitch is low inside. Ball 1. Nothing favor New York. There's a posting up on the scoreboard. Welcome, Armed Forces Radio, carrying today's game overseas. They're foul back. 1-1. 1-1. First batter up, last of the second. Hefner, tall right-hander, delivers the curve, and there it is, a ground ball to the second baseman, who juggles, recovers, throws, in plenty of time, and Blanchard is out. Well, let's see. We got some information from Baltimore. It came in from Western Union. The temperature is 88 degrees. They estimate the crowd right now at 30,000. And the White Sox lineup is McCraw in left, Weiss at second, Ward Robinson in right, Pete Ward at third, Bill Scowen at first, Gene Stevens in center, Ron Hansen at short, and J.C. Martin catching with Joel Holland pitching. Record of 9-8. Hector Lopez is the batter now for New York, and takes outside for ball 1. I'll run down the Baltimore batting order for you in just a second. Let's get this pitch down. Lopez, right-hand hitter, hitting .262. Swings and hits a high fly ball into right center field. Center field, the Yastrzemski has moved under it. Takes it, and we have 2 down. For the Orioles, Russ Snyder, who's back off the disabled list, is in left. Aparicio is at short. Stephen at first. Brooks Robinson at third. Sam Bowen, who's been a real star, is in right field. Earl Robinson in center. Charlie Lau will catch it. Jerry Adair at second. And Robin Roberts is the pitcher with a record of 11-5. There's Boyer, right-handed batter, in the 208, taking no outside ball 1. The umpires down there at Baltimore. Runge is at the plate, Stewart at first, Hornacek is at second, and Smith is at third. Boyer hits the ground ball to Malzone at third. There's the throw over, driving across the diamond to Stewart for the third out. Yankees go down in order. And the score at the end of 2 innings, and this is a single game, the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox nothing.
Now, if you're looking for flavor in a filter cigarette, let me tell you, the one to get. Just grab your partner, pretty as you please, dance right up, and ask the man for Winston, please, because Winston tastes good, like a... You know what should? Do I make myself understood?
Yes, if you're looking for good, taste a filter cigarette. Change to Winston, I'll play a brand and a filter cigarette. Make it Winston, please, because Winston tastes good, like a... cigarette should.
Winston is the filter cigarette with flavor, the best flavor in filter smoking. Only Winston gives you both a modern filter and filter blend up front. Next pack, make it flavor. Make it Winston, America's largest selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Change to Winston.
Inning 3 coming up, and so is a pause for station identification.
This is 1460 Radio, your home of champion station in Albany, New York, WOKO.
Mel Stottlemyre makes the first pitch of the third inning to Dalton Jones. Right through there for a strike. Jones was thrown out on the slow roller. Second baseman Gonzalez to Pepitone. Right-hander's back, and on the outside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees ahead 2-0. Stottlemyre pitch is blowing away. Ball 2. The Yankees have a rough road trip coming up, and they'll be back at the big ballpark Friday night, September the 11th. Saturday, September 12th, and Sunday afternoon for a single game, September 13th. Pitches high and outside, ball 3. And that series will be with the fellows who can hurt you, the Harmon Killebrew and Company, the Twins. And I know without talking to Sam Mealy that one of those pitchers is going to be Pasquale. And I expect Jim Grant will be another one. And maybe the third one. Ball 4 on the outside. The Jones walk. First ball given up by Stottlemyre. Yankees leading 2-0. And here is Felix Mantilla. And that third Milwaukee pitcher might just be Stigma. You name those 3. Right here at the stadium, September 11, 12, and 13, you might not be far wrong. Last ball is too low. Ball 1. Mantilla was thrown out from third, first inning. Right-hand batter. Infield and double play depth. The Yankees leading by 2 runs. Swings and hits a high foul back on the screen. 1-1. They're just about ready to go at Baltimore with Moreland pitted against Roddick. Stottlemyre ready to work on the 1-1 count, delivers, and there's a ground ball hit to short, maybe 2. Limbs over to Gonzalez on the first, easy double play. Daylight, both ends. Now we have 2 down. Up comes Jastrzębski, who singled to right in the first inning. In the National League, Short will start for Philadelphia at Pittsburgh against Veal. In the first of a doubleheader at Cincinnati, it will be Bruce for Houston and Perky for the Reds. Yastrzemski takes outside, ball one. San Francisco playing two at Milwaukee. They're starting Bolin in the first game, and Milwaukee is countering with Frank Larry. Miller for the Dodgers at St. Louis against Simmons. Pitch is wide, ball two. 2 out. Yastrzemski has been hitting well in this series. Swings and fouls it in the left field stand. That was a tough blow for New York right now with Maris coming up with a sprain in the lower part of his back when he twisted on a fly late in the second game last night. He had 6 hits in the doubleheader. Of course, as you know, he plays right field beautifully. Stoudemire delivers high outside, all 3. The scoreboard bulletin, Kubek out with bruised right hip, Maris back sprain. Of course, nobody can tell you exactly when they'll be back. Three-one pitch, swung on, foul back. Richardson missed the doubleheader last night. He was out today. What they call a 24-hour virus. At least they can be more specific about when he'll return. All right, Stoudemire facing Yastrzemski. Gets set. Right-handed delivers, and Yastrzemski fouls it right down by his feet. Yastrzemski is very quick. He has a little preliminary pattern of getting ready. He sets the rear foot, then the forward foot, leans over, touches the plate twice. Pumps that bat a couple of times, then cocks it out back of his left ear, pumps it again, swings, and has a ground ball to second baseman Gonzalez. Pedro throws in plenty of time, Yastrzemski is up. So, thanks to the DP, 1, 2, 3, and the score at the end of 2.5, the Yankees 2, and the Red Sox nothing.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
You wrap your hand around an icy cold glass of it.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
You taste it, crisp, clean, refreshing.
Valentine beer, Valentine beer.
Won't fill you up, won't let you down.
You get a smile every time with a Valentine. Won't fill you up, won't let you down.
The crisp, clean taste of a Valentine.
Won't fill you up, won't let you down. So get a smile every time with a Valentine. Won't fill you up, won't let you down. Wow, what a beer, that's Valentine.
Last of the third inning, Stoudemire will be first up. Then the top of the list, Lenz and Gonzalez. Stoudemire has 2 hits out of 11 trips. The book on him is that he is a good hitting pitcher. A good all-around athlete. Remember in his first Major League game, when his first Major League at bat, on the first pitch, he got a base hit. Right-handed batter. Right-hander Bob Hefner for Boston pitches inside, too tight, ball 1. Hefner 6'4", 105 pounds. This is right back in there. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander delivers. Too low. Ball 2. 2-1. Custer works, and Sotomayor swings, and there's a high looper at the short left center field that may be trouble. Pursues, strike takes you over to hold the count. You knew it was going to be a difficult play. That's that little dead spot right there in left center field, deep behind the shortstop, and gets too short for either the left fielder or the center fielder. And it is a base hit. Brissot almost made a spectacular over-the-shoulder catch. He did touch the ball, but he couldn't hold it. And the scorer said that's a hit for me as well as for Sotomayor. Also, I'd say that Brissot is satisfied because you've got an error on that play. Now we have Phil Linz up, bluffing about, taking a call strike. So Sotomayor's come up with his third major league hit. 2-0 favor the Yankees. Linz was set to bunt. Coach pitches low outside. 1-1. Red Sox are playing for the bunt. Linz is now studying Frazetti. See if Yogi has switched. And the bunt is on, and bunted across the first baseline foul. Bunt of the curve. In the first inning down at Baltimore, the leadoff hitter McCraw was struck out. Al White flied to left field, and Floyd Robinson was thrown out. Second to first, so there's nothing across for the White Sox as they start off. Now the Orioles are back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Linz. Puts the bat and takes a low curve. Infield is now back in double play depth. Pitch, third swung on, and hit to Malzone on the fly, who goes to first and doubles Sotomayor off. There was a low line drive. Sotomayor only took about 3 steps toward second, but that was just 2 steps too many. Malzone grabbed the ball just before it hit the dirt, fired over to Stewart, and it's a double play there. There's Gonzalez, who tripled in the right field corner in the first inning. And that hit got Pedro over the 300 mark. There's a high fly out to the left. And Kia waiting. Makes the catch. Back on the running track. So that's that. No run, 1 hit. And the totals at the end of 3, last meeting of the 2 teams this year. The Yankees 2 runs, 3 hits, no error. The Red Sox.
The next portion of this game will be brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealers, who offer you Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
Now we've got the young man here, Mr. Phil Rizzuto. Phil, move in and carry him along. All right, Red. See what's going on in the rest of the American League and the National League. I don't know whether you heard the announcement, but the White Sox failed to score in the top of the first inning. Baltimore batting is called in against Roberts. Single game down in Baltimore. Washington at Minnesota, Cleveland at Kansas City, a doubleheader, and Detroit at Los Angeles, all later start. In the National League, the Mets play the Cubs in Chicago, a single game, later start. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh, it'll be Short against Veal. Houston at Cincinnati for a pair. In the first game, Bruce against Perky. San Francisco playing Milwaukee, a doubleheader. Bolden against Larry. And the Dodgers and the Cardinals, Larry Miller for Los Angeles and Kurt Simmons for the Cardinals. So we'll have plenty of scores a little later on. This is the final meeting of the year between the Red Sox and the Yankees. The Red Sox hold the season edge right now, 9-8. Play each other only 18 times now with the 10 teams in the league. Used to be 22 times. Dick Stewart bounced out to the shortstop his first time up. Leads off for the Red Sox here in the top of the fourth. The Yankees leading 2-0. Stewart batting .268. Mel Stottlemyre into the short windup. His pitch is low. Ball 1. Bill Haller calling balls and strikes. Ed Hurley at first, Sam Carrigan at second, and John Flaherty at third. Next pitch to Stewart, a curve foul. It hit the plate and bounced up and hit Stewart on the right hip. 1-1 the count. Yankees have Stretch in left, Mantle in center, and Lopez in right. Roger Maris, who was injured slightly in the second game last night and had to leave, still got 3 base hits in that second game, but he's not starting today. And in the infield is Boyer, Lins, Gonzalez, and Pepitone. Kubek's still out with his bad right hip, and Richardson had a touch of the virus yesterday. Blanchard catching this game. There's a curve pulled foul outside of third. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck, Lee Thomas. Stottlemyre gets the sign from Blanchard. His curve is just inside, 2-2. Yankees right now are 4 games behind Baltimore. 2.5 behind the White Sox, who are in second place. The Yankees are even in the loss column with the White Sox, though. There's a ground ball hit to short. Lins has it. Fires to Pepitone. It's 1 out. That was really a grass cutter. It stayed right on the ground all the way till it got to Lins. And those are tough ground balls to handle. Brings up Lee Thomas. Hit back to the box his first time up. Thomas batting .256. On deck, Frank Malzone. Stottlemyre's first pitch to the left-hander is low. Ball 1. Real good day for this ball game. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 him on it. Stottlemyre took a little bit off that pitch. Youngster has pitched 3 beautiful ball games. Check that, 4 beautiful ball games. Even the one he lost was a real fine effort. Low at the curve, 2 balls and a strike. Stottlemyre has won 3 and lost 1. One of his wins against these Red Sox when he shut them out at Fenway Park. That's a tough park to shut anybody out in. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low, ball 3. Yankees picked up 2 quick runs in the first inning. Double by Lins, a triple by Gonzalez. Throwing error by Dalton Jones. The 3-1 pitch, a foul to the right of the plate. Full count, 3-2. Now for the payoff pitch to Lee Thomas. Here it is, and it's a curve hit on the ground at second base. Gonzalez on the big hop. Flips to Pepitone, and it's 2 out. And again, Stottlemyre has the opponent hitting that ball in the ground most of the time. Brings up Malzone, who lined to center field in the second inning. Frank batting .261. Failed to score in the bottom of the first inning, so it's 0-0 at the end of 1. There's a foul back in the upper deck out of play. Baltimore failed to score in the bottom of the first inning, so it's 0-0 at the end of one. There's a foul back in the upper deck out of play. Ross Snyder struck out. Aparicio grounded out Weiss to Skowron, and Seaman was called out on strike. One strike on Malzone. Stottlemyre's pitch, ground ball, hits the short. Lynn's on the big hop, has it. Fires overhand to Pepitone for the out. So it's 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the fourth, and the score at the end of 3 1/2. The Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 0.
Smart shoppers have always said, choose the one that's guaranteed. Now smart drivers are saying it too. They mean Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that's guaranteed to clean your carburetor as you drive and keep it clean. A clean carburetor can mean the difference between smooth, economical engine performance and the rough, idling, wasted gasoline and stalling that may result from deposits in the throttle plate area of your carburetor. Atlantic Imperial gasoline is guaranteed to dissolve those deposits and wash them harmlessly away. See what Atlantic Imperial can do for your car's performance. Register with your Atlantic dealer. Then, after using 100 gallons of Atlantic Imperial, your carburetor will be clean, or Atlantic will pay to have it clean, according to a liberal payment schedule. Be a smart shopper and a smart driver. Choose the one that's guaranteed. Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
Yankees, Tommy Tresh leads off. Tresh was called out on strike. His first time at bat. Tommy batting .254. Tresh batting left-handed against the right-hander Bob Hefner. On deck, Mickey Mantle. Here's the windup. The pitch is a curve in there. Strike one call. Hefner has won 6, lost 5 this year. 2 of his 6 wins over the Yankees. He has lost to them once this year. That's his lifetime record against New York. One strike pitch, hit on the ground at second base. Dalton Jones in on the short hop. Blitz to Stewart in time. It's 1 out. And here comes Mickey Mantle. Bounced out to the shortstop in the first inning. Mick batting .309. Pitch to Mantle. Outside. Ball 1. Tony Oliva still leading the American League in batting with a .331 average. Mickey Mantle in second place. Floyd Robinson. No, that's Brooks Robinson is in third place. There's a strike to Mantle. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Bottom of the fourth. The Yankees lead 2-0. Hefner's pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Joe Pepitone. Hefner's 2-1 delivery is a foul back on the screen. Big right-hander is keeping that ball away from Mantle. Mickey has 28 homers and 86 runs batted in. All right, Hefner checks the sign from Tillman. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He threw the fastball right by Mickey. Second strikeout for Hefner. Here's Pepitone. Joe bounced to first base his first time up, batting .248. Pepitone had 8 RBIs in that doubleheader last night. Now has 79 on the year. Also had 3 home runs, giving him 20 on the year. On deck, Johnny Blanchard. Pitch to Pepitone. Foul back on the screen. Strike 1. Hefner also uses his short windup delivery. The pitch is low. 1-1. No one on. Hefner delivers a ground ball. Hit to first base. Backhanded by Stewart. Leaps in the air. Throws. What a play, but he's safe at first. It would have been an easy play for Dalton Jones, but Dick Stewart cut in front of Jones. Backhanded the ball. Leaped high in the air like a quarterback throwing a pass off balance, and his throw pulled Bob Hefner off the bag. It's a base hit for Pepitone. An infield single. That'll make a good picture in the paper if somebody got Stewart in midair. But it will not make Johnny Pesky too happy. The White Sox failed to score in the top of the second inning. At the end of an inning and a half, it's the White Sox nothing, the Orioles nothing. Here's Johnny Blanchard. Pepitone leads away. The pitch popped in the air near the Yankee dugout. Tillman and Stewart over. And it hits on top of the Yankee dugout and goes into the crowd. Neither Stewart nor Tillman could reach it. It's strike 1 to Blanchard. Johnny bounced to second base in the second inning. He's batting .231. Pepitone at first with 2 outs. Yankees 2, Red Sox nothing in the bottom of the 4th. On deck, Hector Lopez. The stretch. Pitch to Blanchard. A curve low and inside. 1-1. They are overshifting on Johnny Blanchard on the infield. Eddie Basu is to the first base side at second base. Dalton Jones in the hole at second. Lee Thomas is guarding the right field line on Blanchard. Hefner set. His pitch. Oh, there's one at time. He really hit that one. Johnny Blanchard hits a 2-run homer. There's no defense against that long ball, that's for sure. Blanchard gets his 6th home run of the year. His second against the Red Sox. The Yankees lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 out. Nevada Hector Lopez. Hector flied out to center field his first time at bat, hitting .261. Yankees in that doubleheader last night and so far in this game today have been able to take advantage of the scoring opportunity. Lopez takes the pitch high, ball 1. Deck, Lee Boyer. 1-0 pitch. Hit down the right field line. Lee Thomas going back, and he can't get it. It's a home run for Lopez as Lee Thomas leaped in the air, hit the wall with his body, but couldn't reach it. And back-to-back homers by Blanchard and Lopez. Lopez coming up with his 10th home run of the year and his first against Red Sox pitching this year. That brings up Lee Boyer, who bounced to third base in the second inning. Boyer batting .207. All 3 runs coming after 2 are out And the Yankees getting a break on Pepitone's slow ground ball between first and second. The pitch to Boyer. Ground ball hit to third. Malzone on the big hop. Throws to Stewart in time for the out. So for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth, 3 runs on 3 hits. No Red Sox errors, nobody left. At the end of 4, it's the Yankees 5 and the Red Sox nothing. Remember, tickets for all 1964 Yankee home games are on sale now. You can buy tickets over the counter at the Yankee Stadium Advance Ticket Office. Open daily, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And also until after the completion of all night games. There's plenty of free parking while you do your quick ticket shopping. Tickets also on sale at the Yankees convenient Midtown Ticket Office on the mezzanine of Grand Central Terminal, overlooking the main information booth. The Grand Central Ticket Office is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. Box and reserve seat reservations also are available at all Straff's restaurants in the greater New York area. You can order now by mail. Send your order to the ticket manager, New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, 10451. Enclose your check or money order and include your own name and address. Box seats, $3.50, reserve seats, $2.50, all tax included. Please add 25 cents to your total order to cover mailing charges. Eddie Brasseau, who singled his first time up, leads off here in the top of the 5th inning with the Yankees leading 5-0. Brasseau batting .298. Stottlemyre's first pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1. On deck, Bob Tillman. Brasseau is low inside, 1-1. The Orioles failed to score in the bottom of the 2nd, and now at the end of 2 complete innings, it's the White Sox nothing and the Orioles nothing. Man, they knocked those 2 innings off in a hurry. 1-1 pitch, ground ball, off Stottlemyre's chin. He runs over, picks it up, throws to first. It will not be in time. He never did throw to first. And that's a base hit for Brasseau. A hard hit ground ball. Stottlemyre could not get his glove up in time, and it seemed to bounce off Stottlemyre's either chest or hip and bounded over towards third base. He reached over, picked it up, started to throw, and then held up. It's an infield single for Eddie Brasseau, his second base hit of the ball game. And once again, that'll bring Brasseau near the 300 mark, where he's been just about all year. Here's Bob Tillman, single to left field in the 2nd inning. Tillman batting .291. On deck is Al Smith, a pinch hitter. The first pitch to Tillman. A curve is outside. Ball 1. Tillman now wants the rag with a little pine tar and rosin. Kind of a warm day, and you need a little sticky stuff to weigh up this fire on a day like this. Give you a good grip on that bat. Brasseau is at first with no one out. The Yankees leading 5-0 in the top of the 5th. Stottlemyre set. His pitch fouled back to the screen, 1-1. Brasseau right now is batting .299. He's had a fine year. Has 142 base hits, leads the major leagues in doubles with 35. Also has 13 homers and 50 runs batted in. 1-1 pitch fouled in back of the plate, strike 2. Pepitone not holding Brasseau real tight to the bag, playing in back of him. The Yankees leading by 5 runs. There's not much chance of Brasseau trying to steal the base. Here's the pitch, a curt swing and a miss, strike 3. Good curveball by Stottlemyre, his second strikeout. That brings up Al Smith, batting for Bob Hefner. Hefner was up once and struck out. Smitty is pinch hitting for the 4th time in this series. He is 2 for 3 in a pinch hitting role, batting .158, 1 double, 1 triple, 4 homers, and 9 runs batted in. A right-hand batter. Yankee infield and double play depth. Pitch to Smith is low, ball one. One man out in the top of the fifth inning. On deck, Dalton Jones. Stottlemyre set. His pitch, check swing, it's in there, 1-1. Set. His changeup is line to left field and in for a base hit. Bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. So Al Smith gets his third pinch hit in this series. A double to left field. He hit that like a bullet. That's the fifth hit for the Red Sox. Yankees have 6 to go with their 5 runs. Here's Dalton Jones. Bounce to second and walk. He's batting .240. Jones has a 9-game hitting streak going. The infield playing back with a left-hand hitting Jones up there. Takes the pitch outside, ball one. On deck, Felix Mantilla. Stottlemyre into the windup. Pitch hit on the ground, is short. Lynn's up with it, goes to first base as a run scores. There's 2 outs. Pursues scores, and it makes it a 5-1 ball game. Holding at second with Smith. Jones gets credit for a run batted in. Scoring Eddie Pursuit. And now with 2 out and a runner at second, the batter is Felix Mantilla. Bounced to third and hit into a double play. Mantilla batting .255. Stottlemyre set. His pitch is popped in the air to short left center. Mantle coming on, Stretch coming on, and Stretch makes the running catch. Good play by Tommy Stretch in short left center field. Mantle could not reach it. For the Red Sox in the top of the fifth, 1 run, 2 hits, no Yankee errors, 1 man left at the end of 4 1/2. The Yankees 5 and the Red Sox 1.
That's your windshield being cleaned. You get guaranteed service every time. Where you see the Atlantic Red Ball sign. No need to put up with a dirty windshield. A clean windshield is an important part of your driving safety and pleasure. And it's a part of the service you get at your Atlantic Red Ball dealers. No ifs, ands, or buts. Wherever you see the Red Ball sign, your Atlantic dealer must offer to clean your windshield and check your oil, weather permitting, or you get your gasoline purchase free. Although this offer may vary in some states, Atlantic Red Ball service never varies. Look for the Red Ball at your Atlantic dealers. You get guaranteed service every time. Where you see the Red Ball sign. For the Red Sox, Jay Ritchie is coming on. The Chicago White Sox failed to score in the top of the third, and at the end of 2 1/2 now, it's the White Sox nothing and the Orioles nothing. 3 up, 3 down for the White Sox. In 3 innings, only 9 White Sox players came to bat. Robin Roberts is on the mound for the White Sox. A batter for the Orioles, and Joe Holland for the White Sox. Leading off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the fifth, Mel Stottlemyre, who hit a little Texas League single to short left center field in the 3rd inning. Stottlemyre now 3 for 12 on the year. That's a .250 average.
Ritchie's pitch is right in there. Strike one call. Hefner worked the first 4 innings, giving up 6 hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 2 and was charged with 5 runs. Curve is in there. Strike 2. That's Stottlemyre falling away from that overhand curveball. On deck, Bill Lynn. Curve hit on the ground to third. Malzone knocks it down, and he can't make a play. Malzone charged that ball, trying to get it on the short hop. It's an error. Charged to the Red Sox third baseman. That was a tough ball to decide whether to come in on or lay back and get the big hop. Malzone decided to charge it, try to get it on the short hop. It hit off the heel of his glove and off the fingers of his throwing hand. So it's an error. The second error for the Red Sox in the ball game. Here's Phil Lynn, double a left, and hit into a double play. The stretch, Lynn squares around, bunt foul. Strike 1. In the third inning, Lynn tried to bunt twice. Fouled 2 off. And then hit into a double play when his soft liner was caught by Malzone, and Malzone doubled Stottlemyre off first. So the same situation right here. 1 strike on Linz. On deck is Gonzalez. The pitch, Linz left the bunt, swings away. Ground ball to Malzone. He throws to Jones for 1. He bobbles the ball. Jones tried to get rid of the ball. He had it momentarily, but not long enough for the umpire to say he had control of the ball. So there's an error for the shortstop. The second baseman, Dalton Jones. 2 errors in a row. And now the Yankees have runners at first and second. No one out, and Pedro Gonzalez to batter. Dalton Jones had to make a long run. He was playing over towards first, expecting Linz to bunt. Then when the ball was hit to Malzone, he had to catch the ball on a dead run. And as he caught it, he was trying to step on the bag and throw all in the same motion, and the ball squirted right out of the glove. So here's Gonzalez, who's triple to right field to drive in Linz and scored on the overthrow by Jones. That's Jones' second error this game. Then fly deep to left in the third. A stretch. Gonzalez scores around, bunts down third. It's a good one. Now gone up and it throws to first. Just in time to get Gonzalez. Billy Gleason thought he was safe. Doesn't give him much of an argument. Hit Haley right on the play. Called him out. It was a beautiful bunt by Gonzalez. The sacrifice is successful. Stottlemyre moves to third. Linz to second. Here's Tommy Church, who was called out on strikes and bounced to second base. The infield is in. The Yankees lead 5-1. The pitch to Church is served high. Ball 1. Tommy batting .254. Off third, Linz off second. The windup. The pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. On deck, Mickey Mantle. This is the bottom of the 5th inning. Every game is an important ball game from here on into the rest of the season. Ritchie into the windup. His pitch is low. Ball 3. 3-0 to Church, who takes a long look down at Frank Cassetti. Now the windup. The pitch is low. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded, and Mickey Mantle coming up. Be the batter. A little huddle out on the mound with Tillman and Ritchie. Church at first. Linz at second. Stottlemyre at third. 1 out. Mantle has bounced to short and struck out. Mantle batting .309. Mantle has 7 lifetime Grand Slam home runs to his credit. the infield in double play depth with one out, and the base is loaded. Pitch to Mickey, a swing and a base hit to right center field. 2 runs will score. Stretch is going to third. The Yankees lead 7-1. Well, Mickey wasted no time on the first pitch. Stretch goes to third. The Yankees lead 7-1. Mantle now has driven in 88 runs this year, and Bobby Richardson goes in to run for Mickey Mantle. The batter is Joe Pepitone. Bounced to first and beat out an infield single. Pepitone batting .251. Runners at first and third with one out. The Stretch throw to first base. Richardson is back. The Orioles failed to score in the bottom of the third. At the end of 3, it's 0-0. Curve is over. Strike call.
The Orioles did get 2 bases.
With 2 outs, Roberts single to right center, Snyder single to right. But Aparicio flied to Stevens for the third out. 1 strike on Pepitone. The Stretch. Pitch to Joe. Low. 1-1. Bill Stanswick, a left-hander, is up in the Red Sox bullpen. There's the Stretch. Runners lead off first and third. The pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Johnny Blanchard. Base. Richardson is back. Bobby did not play in the doubleheader last night. Had a little touch of the virus. Pitch to Pepitone is low. Ball 3, 3-1. The Yankees 7, the Red Sox 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Richie sets. There goes Richardson. The ball is popped up. And back of the plate, Richardson has time to get back to first. Tillman is there. He makes the catch in foul territory. That's 2 out, and the batter is Johnny Blanchard. Blanchard has bounced to second and lined a home run deep into the seats in right. Blanchard batting .236. Hector Lopez. There's the Stretch. Pitch to Blanchard. A curve line inside. Ball 1. They overshift on Johnny again. The Stretch. The pitch is a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Richardson at first, Fresh at third with 2 outs. 2 runs are in. I don't believe any of the runs scored so far, any that might score, will be earned because of the 2 errors. Fastball is low, ball 3, 3-0. Johnny looks down at Frank Rossetti. Crow gives Blanchard a sign. They could possibly have Blanchard swinging away on a 3-0 pitch, knowing he's got to come in. Here's the Stretch. The pitch, he takes it for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Richie leans over to get the sign. Runners lead off first and third. The pitch is high and outside, and that loads him up again. Blanchard to first, Richardson to second. Fresh is at third. Here is Hector Lopez. Fly to center and slice the homer into the right field seat. Hector 1 for 2, batting .264. Three men on, 2 outs. Ritchie into the full windup. Pitch to Lopez is a curve high. Ball one. All three runners leading away. Big right-hander with the slow windup. Fastball swung at him. Missed. Strike one, 1-1. That's trying to go to right field. Was a little late with that swing. Now the 1-1 pitch. Curve is just outside. 2 balls and a strike. Delivery. There it is, and it's low, ball 3, 3-1. On deck, Clete Boyle. No place to put Lopez without forcing in a run. Bases loaded, 2 out. The Yankees 7, the Red Sox 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Now the 3-1 delivery. It's high and inside, ball 4. Judge comes across the score. The Yankees lead 8-1. That's a run batted in for Lopez, his second of the ball game. The third walk given up by Ritchie, and here comes Johnny Pesky out to the mound. Time is called. Clete Boyle will be the batter. The bases are loaded. And the Yankees leading 8-1. Reminder that the slugging Minnesota Twins, out on the trail of the Yankees' all-time season home run record, return to New York for the last time on Friday night, September the 11th, Saturday afternoon, the 12th, and for a finale on Sunday, September the 15th. Now, this will be your last chance this year to see Harmon Killebrew in his great bid to beat Babe Ruth's and Roger Maris's coveted home run record. And before the game of Sunday, September 13th, longtime Yankee Jackie Farrell will be honored by many groups of fans who have been entertained by Jackie Farrell on the speaker's platform. Jackie is quite an institution here at Yankee Stadium, one of the most likable and lovable guys you'd ever want to meet. And he will be honored on September the 13th, Sunday afternoon. Well, the new pitcher is walking in from the bullpen, and it's Bill Stanswick, the left-hander. Ritchie worked a total of 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1 hit, walking 3. Didn't strike out anybody. So far has been charged with 3 runs, but all 3 runners on are Ritchie's responsibility. Stanswick is making his 26th appearance of the year. He's won 1 and lost 3. He's tall, 6'3" and 195 pounds. While Stanswick is coming on, got another reminder for you. Do you have your copy of the revised Yankee yearbook? Well, you surely won't own one. Many fans tell us it was never published. But regardless, this is a picture story of the 1964 Yankees, where the deep dip of nostalgia, a long look at the great Yankees of other years, too, loaded with pictures and interesting features. You can obtain yours at Yankee Stadium or now by mail. Send 60 cents, including postage and mailing charges, to Yankee Yearbook, Bronx Central Post Office, Box 1964, Bronx, New York, zip code number 10451. Be sure to get the official Yankee Yearbook. And as we had guessed, all runs this inning are unearned. Oh, the 3 that have been scored so far, and any runs that might be scored from here on out. Remember, Stottlemyre got on by an error by Malzone, and Linz got on an error by Dalton Jones. And then Gonzalez sacrificed, so they figured there would have been 3 outs before any damage would have been done. Clete Boyer, who has bounced the third twice, will be up with the bases loaded. Boyer batting .206. Stanswick is ready. Lopez at first, Blanchard at second, Richardson at third. Boyer is up there. Boyer has 2 lifetime Grand Slam home runs to his credit. The left-hander, Bill Spanswick, gets the sign from Bob Tillman. This is the 9th Yankee to bat. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Boyer is a curve outside. Ball 1. On deck, Mel Stottlemyre, who started the inning. Lopez has driven in 2 runs, Blanchard 2, Mantle 2, Gonzalez 1, and 1 scored on an error. 1-0 pitch. Check swing, it's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Spanswick's got to come in there. Left-hander takes a look at Richardson. Winds up, delivers a drive to straightaway center field, way back. Going back to Yastrzemski, backing up and making the catch in deep center. Well, the Yankees send 9 men to the plate. They score 3 runs on just 1 base hit. 2 Red Sox errors, 3 men left on base. At the end of 5, the Yankees 8 and the Red Sox 1.
Whenever you buy something for your car, a set of tires, a battery, or a new radio, chances are you choose the one that's guaranteed. That's the sensible thing to do. So why not be just as sensible about the gasoline you buy? Choose the one that's guaranteed. Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline. No need to tell you how deposits can build up in the throttle plate area of your carburetor and cause rough idling or stalling. You probably learned that from expensive experience. Well, Atlantic Imperial gasoline is guaranteed to dissolve those deposits and wash them harmlessly away as you drive. Just register with your Atlantic dealer. Then, after using 100 gallons of Atlantic Imperial, your carburetor will be clean, or Atlantic will pay to have it cleaned according to a liberal payment schedule. See for yourself why it pays to choose the one that's guaranteed. Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
Some changes for the Yankees. Pedro Gonzalez has moved from second base to first base. Bobby Richardson goes in to play second base, and Joe Pepitone moves from first base to center field. And Bobby Richardson will be batting in the cleanup spot for the remainder of this game. That makes the hitter feel strong. Here's Carl Yastrzemski, single to right field, bounce to second base. Yastrzemski batting .293. The Yankees leading 8-1 in the top of the 6th. Mel Stottlemyre ready. His pitch is line to right field for a base hit. Laying it on one hop, Hector Lopez, and Yastrzemski has his second base hit of the ballgame. The 6th hit for the Red Sox. Here's Dick Stewart. Bounced to short twice. Stewart batting .268. Yastrzemski has just come up with his 7th base hit in this series. Nobody out in the top of the 6th. Stretched by Stottlemyre. His pitch is low, ball 1. On deck, Lee Thomas. The White Sox failed to score in the top of the 4th inning. And now at the end of 3 1/2, it's Chicago nothing and Baltimore nothing. Next pitch is low. Ball 2, 2-0. Stottlemyre delivers it slow, ball 3. Stewart was taking all the way on that pitch. 3-0 the count. Yankees 8, Red Sox 1, top of the 6th. Gonzalez playing in back of Yastrzemski at first base. Now the stretch. Stewart taking all the way. It's laid right down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. Stewart steps back to look down at Billy Hammond coaching at third. Stottlemyre started the stretch, then stepped back off the rubber. Stewart wants to look at that ball. Bill Haller, the plate umpire, looks at it, and looks like he's going to toss it out of play. He does. All right, the Yankee right-hander set. Delivers a curve, pop foul, but it's coming back in the throw. Out of play. Blanche is chasing it, but it's way back. A one-hand grab with a glove, though. Still a nice play. A southpaw. Caught that and gave it to his little brother or sister who's sitting with him. It's 3-2 on Dick Stewart. The payoff pitch. Third hit on the ground slowly to third. They're going to have to let it roll. Boy is up with it, throws to first, not in time. It looked like Boy was going to let it roll to see if it would go foul. That goes as an infield single for Stewart. Cleve picked it up on a dead run. And his throw pulls Gonzalez off the bag. And Dick Stewart reaches for Gonzalez's glove to see if he's got the ball. And sure enough, Sergio had it, trying to pull the hidden ball stretch. That Stewart is a dandy, I'll tell you. You watch him all game, you get a lot of thrills, surprises. That's the 7th hit for the Red Sox. Same as the Yankees. Here's Lee Thomas, 0 for 2. Hit to the box, bounce to second. Ground ball to first base. Gonzalez goes to Lynn for one, back to first. Not quite in time. And Thomas blew it up and was almost doubled at first. He was mad because he hit the ground ball, but man, now he kicks the bag. But I tell you, if he had been doubled at first base, Johnny Presky might have been doing a little kicking of his own down there in the dugout. So they get Stewart at second on the 4th play, one away. And the batter is Malzone, line to center and boom. Close to short. You don't often see a player do that. They all hustle 100%. Occasionally they'll get mad at popping up or hitting a ground ball, but they don't usually slow down as they're running to beat out a double play. Yastrzemski at third, Thomas at first with one out. Pitch to Malzone, line. Lindsay's got it, picked it up, goes to Richardson for one, back to first, not in time. And Lynn caught that ball going to his right, then it popped out of his glove. He picked it up just as it hit the ground. Pitch to Malzone, line. Lindsay's got it, picked it up, goes to Richardson for one, back to first, not in time. And Lynn caught that ball going to his right, then it popped out of his glove. He picked it up just as it hit the ground. His throw to Richardson was good, but then Bobby could not get enough on it to get Malzone at first base, so it goes as a 4th play from short to second. An RBI for Malzone as Yastrzemski scores, and that makes it an 8-2 ball game. And the batter is Eddie Brasseau, who is 2 for 2. 2 singles. Batting .299. Malzone at first. Pitch to Brasseau, swing and a miss, strike one. Set. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2. Malzone at first with 2 outs. Stottlemyre set. Pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. something about Moose Skowron hitting a home run. There's a ground ball to third. Boyer up with it, flips to Richardson for the fourth play. The Red Sox in the top of the sixth come up with 1 run, 2 hits. No Yankee errors, 1 man left at the end of 5 1/2. The Yankees 8, the Red Sox 2.
Summertime is vacation time, fun time, and family time. Time to get into your car and strike out along new trails to see more of this great country of ours. The fellow who said, "See America," and of course you'll see more and see it better in the comfort of your own car. To help your car perform at its very best, choose the gasoline that's guaranteed. Atlantic Imperial. Some gasolines leave deposits in the throttle plate area. Deposits that may cause rough idling, wasted gasoline, and stalling. So why take chances? Register with your Atlantic dealer. Then, after using 100 gallons of Atlantic Imperial, your carburetor will be clean, or Atlantic will pay to have it cleaned, according to a liberal payment schedule. So, choose the one that's guaranteed. Atlantic Imperial gasoline. And enjoy a more carefree vacation. Wherever you travel, the mountains or the shore, loafing along a winding country road, or spinning away the miles on a 6-lane thruway to another city, you'll see America best by car.
Right now we pause for station identification.
Present temperature at the Albany Airport, 86 sunny degrees.
Mel Stottlemyre will lead off for the Yankees. And here is the announcement that Bill Skowron has just homered in the top of the 5th inning for the White Sox, and they are leading 1-0, playing the top of the 5th. Stottlemyre's been on base twice. He singled and reached on an error. He scored once. Batting .225. Spanswick delivers. It's on the outside corner, strike 1 call. This is the 3rd time that Stottlemyre has led off. The 1-strike pitch is high, 1-1. On deck, Phil Linz with Pedro Gonzalez to follow. So the Orioles failed to score in the 4th. The White Sox scored 1 run on 1 hit, the homer by Skowron. They lead 1-0 at the end of 4 1/2. Ball 2-1 to Stottlemyre. Foul, back off the screen, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Foul tipped it, but Tillman held on to it. First strikeout for Spanswick. One away, here's Linz. Linz doubled to left and scored in the 1st inning. Hit into a double play in the 3rd and reached on an error and scored in the 5th inning. Still batting .261. Yankees 8, Red Sox 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Linz is a curve over. Strike 1 call. Fastball full foul, and Vercetti had to jump high in the air to get out of the way of that one. Crow is still nimble and quick down there at the coaching box. He's still the same playing weight as he was when he played with the Yankees way, way back. Keeps himself in real good physical condition. The 2-strike pitch. Curve is high. 1-2. Spanswick's pitch is fouled on the right field line. Back in the upper deck, and another great play by a fan in the first row of box seats. windup. Strike three, swinging on a high, tight fastball. 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The batter Gonzalez. Triple to right, fly to left, and sacrifice. Pedro 1 for 2. Batting an even 300. On deck, Tommy Tress. Gonzalez low inside, ball 1. Now the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. He went after a high fastball. Looked like Pedro was guessing we're going to go for the down. A lot of batters, when they guess, will swing no matter where the ball is. 1-1 curve, foul, look out, back in the foul. That hit anybody? They all ducked in time, and that's amazing. He sliced one off his bat right over the Yankee dugout low. They hardly had time to move. Curve hit on the ground at second base. Dawson Jones has it. Throws to Stewart in time. So, 1, 2, 3 innings to Stanwick. Nothing across, and at the end of 6, it's the Yankees 8 and the Red Sox 2.
And now on to the next portion of the ball game. Brought to you by Winston. And if you're looking for flavor in a filter cigarette, change to Winston. America's largest selling filter cigarette by far.
The announcement that the White Sox scored a run in the top of the 5th. They lead Baltimore 1-0 playing the bottom of the 5th. Coming on now to carry you the rest of the way, Mel Allen.
Thank you very much, Bill. Hello there, everybody. We are awaiting the first batter to come up in the 7th inning for the Red Sox. Bob Tillman. With the possibility of a pinch hitter. Due up for Stancy. Mel Stottlemyre leading 8-2 into the windup round. Comes the right arm. The pitch is in there for a strike. Tillman singled to left in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 5th. Right-hander's pitch is swung on and grounded foul down the 3rd baseline. Roman Mejias will bat for Bill Stanczyk. Just now coming out on deck. The next delivery to Tillman runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on it, short on the hop. The throw to first from Lenz is in time, and there's one away. Now Roman Mejias. Batting .214. Williams and Renner from the Yankee bullpen. New York leading 8-2. It's the 7th inning. The pitch is a curve swung on and missed. Strike 1. Mejias turned around and looked at Stottlemyre, and then he asked Howard to look the ball over. Plate umpire does and throws it out. Ewan in play. The next pitch, right in there, strike 2, 0-2. Fresh ball and a fresh curve. No balls, 2 strikes. Mejia's batting for Spansley. Stottlemyre with the windup as delivers a fastball hit over third and into left field for a base hit. He may go for 2. He holds up as Stretch comes up with the ball, hits the strike and the second base. Mejia hit it right off the handle. Broke his bat, but got a single. You know, that is an expression often used by everyone on the air, but it sounds so frequently at home. We know this through mail, that a man broke his back. And we've often got mail from people on how a fellow broke his back and still got a hit and stayed in the game. Dalton Jones fouls the pitch off to the left of the plate for a strike. Second baseman grounded out in the first inning to Gonzalez, who then was playing second. Drew a walk in the third, grounded to short in the fifth. Mejias leads away. The pitch is swung on and bounced to Gonzalez, who throws to the pitcher too late and gets away from Stottlemyre. Gonzalez started to throw to second and then whirled and tossed it toward Stottlemyre, who had come over to cover first, but it startled Stottlemyre. And while it was not a wild toss, it was one that startled him. He didn't get his hands up in time. So it's an error charged to Gonzalez. Mantilla comes up. He grounded to third and short and flied to left. The pitch is low, ball 1. Mejias on second. Jones on first. The Red Sox have had unusually fine success in this series with their pinch hitters getting aboard. The pitch to Mantilla. Misses. It's inside, ball 2. Mantilla's bat. Yastrzemski on deck. 1 out. 2 aboard. Stottlemyre stretches and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 2-1. The Red Sox, trailing 8-2, have the makings here. Now the pitch, swung on and fouled. It's a 2-2 count. Curveball. The Red Sox have used 6 pinch hitters in the series, and 4 of them have gotten aboard. 3 on hits, 1 on a walk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Runners lead away. Stottlemyre's pitch is a curve, swung on and grounded foul down the third baseline. The boys are trying to hold a sign up down the left field sector, but they can't get it straightened out. Mejias leads away from second. Jones from first. Stottlemyre to the stretch. The pitch to Mantilla, swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Mejias rounds third. He comes in to score. Stopping at second is Dalton Jones, and it's 8-3. I'd just like to tell you that on this day, the Imperial Club of Jessup, Pennsylvania, has a tremendous delegation for the 19th consecutive year here. They say they hope to make it 19 more years. Nice to have them. Stottlemyre gets a hand as he leaves. Mickelson also had been warming up. And it's Mickelson coming in. Stottlemyre in 6 1/3 innings allowed 9 hits. 2 in this inning. Pitched effectively. As far as hits were concerned. The error got him in the jam here. Yogi still has his bullpen heating up. With Yastrzemski coming up and Stewart on deck. Stottlemyre gave up a hit in the first inning and 2 in the second after 2 were out. He walked 1 man in the third, which is the only pass he issued. Double play followed. He struck out Tillman in the 5th. And Hefner in the 2nd for his only 2 strikeouts. Mickelson coming in for the 41st time has a record of 4-4. Roland Sheldon has gotten up now in the Yankee bullpen along with Rennet. Carl Yastrzemski, who will be coming up, has had 7 hits in the series. And while Mickelson throws, we'd like to express our thanks to Joe Generelli, a great baseball fan, and the fans of the Triple Cities of Binghamton, Johnson City, and Endicott. Frequently come to the stadium under the guidance of Joe Generelli. We'd like to recognize him publicly. He's made these trips for some 30 years successful. Now the pitch to Yastrzemski. Fouled off to the left of the plate for a strike. Single to right in the first inning, grounded to second in the third, single to right in the 6th. Jones on second, Mantilla on first. And the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. New York leading 8-3. 2 men on, 1 out. Jones leading away from second. Mantilla from first. Mickelson's delivery, sidearm sinker that's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners lead away. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled, out of the mitt. And Yastrzemski is still alive. Jones moves off second. Felix Mantilla off first. Mickelson's delivery. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Once again, the right-hander sets, delivers, and it's swung on and hit foul down the first baseline. Count remains 2-2. Jones moves off second. Mantilla off first. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Two away, and up comes Dick Stewart. Grounded to short in the first inning. This is short again in the fourth, and had an infield hit to third in the sixth. Stewart has excellent skill at hitting a sinker. He's had a chance to watch the movement of Mickelson's pitches. The delivery is a curve instead and fouled off to the right of the plate, out of play. Strike 1. It was a good call. But he's been watching those sinkers come up there. The runners lead away. The pitch to Dick Stewart. Inside. Ball 1. 1-1. One strike. Jones leads off second. Mantilla off first. The pitch is a curve, and it's hit out to second. Richardson up with it. Flips to Lynn for the force out at second on Mantilla. Side is retired. 1 run. 2 hits. 1 error. 2 left on. And at the end of 6.5 innings, New York 8. Boston 3.
Looking for flavor in a filter cigarette? Change to Winston.
Yes, if you're looking for good flavor in a filter cigarette, change to Winston. For flavor in a filter cigarette, hey, it's Winston because Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Winston is the filter cigarette with flavor, for only Winston gives you both a modern filter and filter blend up front. Filter blend means fine tobaccos, specially selected, then specially processed for the best taste in filter smoking. Next pack, make it flavor. Make it Winston, America's largest selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Change to Winston.
In the last half of the 7th inning, Dave Gray comes in to replace Spandrick, who worked an inning in the 3rd. Struck out 2 men. Did not allow a run. So Dave Gray from Ogden, Utah, making his 7th appearance of this season. 21 years old. Gray did not make an appearance until June the 14th. He only worked 9 2/3 innings altogether in 6 appearances, and has allowed 9 runs. 6 foot 190-pound right-hander. Walked 15 men. He's also struck out 12, so he's one of those fellows that the Red Sox see a fine future in, but have to hold on to for the present. Tom Treshuk takes it low and inside for a ball as we play in the last of the seventh. Last year at Waterloo, in 21 games, Gray won 3, lost 11, pitched to 90 innings, and struck out 122 men. Also walked 101. Pitch is outside, stretch for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Next delivery pops out of the mid of Bob Tillman. Fastball. It was over for a strike, 2-1. At the end of 6 innings, the White Sox won, Baltimore nothing. Al Lopez has gone to his defensive pattern in the outfield. Here's the pitch to Stretch. Fastball just misses. 3-1. Hirschberger to right. Floyd Robinson moves to left. And in the last of the 6th, Aparicio grounded out. Hanson to Skowron to start the inning. Next pitch to Stretch is high for ball 4, and he walks. Sebring flied out in short left. Brooks Robinson reached first on an error by Al Weiss. And then Bowens struck out. Bobby Richardson hitting 4th in the order. Takes a fastball over for a strike. Bobby went in to run for Mantle after Mantle singled in the 5th inning. So this is his first appearance at the plate. Dave Gray, the right-hander, delivers outside. Ball 1, 1-1. 8-3, New York. It's the last half of the 7th inning. The right-hander to the stretch, and the pitch is low. Ball 2, 2-1. At the end of this inning, we'll give you a rundown on the scores. Reminding you also at this time that this concludes the Yankees' brief homestand. They head for the West Coast tomorrow. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and fouled off upstairs. Fresh has to hold up, retreat to first. A 2-2 count. The Yankees will engage the Los Angeles Angels Tuesday and Wednesday night. We'll be on the air at 10:55. And at 4:25 Thursday afternoon. Then it's to Kansas City, where we have 3 ball games at 3 different times. Right now, the stretch by Dave Gray, and the pitch, swung on and fouled back. We'll be on the air from Kansas City Friday night at 8:55, Saturday night at 7:55, and Sunday afternoon at 3:55. We shall also televise all 3 games from Kansas City. 9 o'clock Friday night, 8 o'clock Saturday night, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The pitch to Ritchie, swung on and missed, strike 3. Bobby Richardson strikes out on a low outside curve. Thus, Dave Gray is true to his pitching pattern. Walks 1, strikes out 1. Here's Joe Pepitone, grounded to first, had an infield hit and fouled to catch it. The delivery to Pepe, swung on and missed, strike 1. Gray, somehow, I'm just trying to pick it up off his delivery, but boy, he throws hard. It doesn't give you the appearance of it. Now the pitch, swung on and fouled back. 2 strikes, 0-2. Fresh on first with 1 out, 2 strikes on Joe Pepitone, 8-3 New York, 7th inning. The delivery Strike three. He claims that Pepitone swung at the ball. That was a peculiar one. He didn't indicate that the ball hit the bat. And Pepe didn't take a cut, but he might have just pushed at it slightly and tried to pull the bat back. Here's John Blanchard, grounded to second, homered, and walked. Pitch on the way. Fastball outside. Ball one. 8-3 New York. That's the last of the seventh. Dave Gray's pitch is low. Ball two. I have to remind you also about Labor Day. The Yankees play a morning game in Minnesota and then a night game. They're looking around for something to do in the afternoon. They picked up a Sandlot game. The pitch to Blanchard is low. Ball three. Labor Day at Minnesota. We will be on radio at 11:55 in the morning and 8:55 at night, and on television 12 noon and 9 at night. The 3-0 pitch to Blanchard, swung on and missed. 3-1. I don't know that we've missed any hours so far on this road trip that we speak of. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. And the pitch, Blanchard, is swung on and popped up toward third. Malzone coming in and fouls ground, makes the catch. And so the side is retired without a fair ball being hit. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. At the end of 7 innings, the Yankees 8, the Red Sox 3.
Say, if you're like millions of other people, you'll probably be taking the family to New York this summer to take in the spectacular New York World's Fair. What a show and what a good time awaits you. But remember, you haven't seen New York till you see one of its most exciting attractions, the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. The most famous team in baseball, playing in the most famous stadium in baseball. It's baseball at its big league best. A game at Yankee Stadium is something you, and especially the kids, will remember for a long time. And Yankee Stadium is so easy to get to. Just a 15 or 20-minute drive from Midtown New York, or take the subway, another of New York's famous attractions. It leads you off right in front of the stadium. So if you're coming to New York, remember, you haven't seen New York till you see the world-famous New York Yankees at historic Yankee Stadium. See you at Yankee Stadium.
Well, the Yankees hit the road after this game. They'll be back to the stadium Friday night, September 11th, to face the home run happy Minnesota Twins, Killer Brew Allison, and the rookie sensation Tony Oliva. Hope you'll make your plans to be here. The White Sox failed to score in the 7th inning. Baltimore batting, and it is 1-0 at the end of 6.5 innings in favor of Chicago and Skowron and Tomer. Orland against Roberts. Washington and Minnesota 1-all, end of 2.5. Osteen against Pasquale. Cleveland and Kansas City playing a doubleheader, but they've not started yet. Detroit at Los Angeles single game later. In the National League, Cubs 4, Mets 2 at the end of 3. Larry Jackson against Ribant. Lee Thomas leading off in the 8th. Lifts a fly ball along the left field line that's foul. Billy Williams homered at 1 on the 3rd. Pittsburgh 6, Philadelphia 0, 10 to 3.5 innings. Field against Short. Roebuck in the 2nd, Wise in the 3rd. Cincinnati 2, Houston 1 at the end of 5 innings. Perky against Bruce. First game of 2. Pete Mickelson delivers to Lee Thomas. Swung on. There's a high pop foul. Playable over near the stands by Blanchard, and he has it. Milwaukee 6, Giants 3 at the end of 3 innings. Oliva relieved Larry in the 4th for Milwaukee. Shaw released Bowen in the third for the Giants. Here's Frank Malzone, who swings and fouls the first pitch down the third base line. Hart homered with one on for the Giants in the first. Carty and Matthews in the first for Milwaukee. They're playing two. Dodgers 1, Cardinals nothing, and the 5.5. Miller against Simmons. Mickelson's curve is outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Now the pitch, swung on and lined down the left field line into the corner. The ball kicks off and Tresh falls down trying to field it. In the second goes Malzone with a stand-up double. Ed Brasseau coming up. The paid attendance today, 23,256. Together with Straps employees and servicemen are admitted free. An overall total of 25,751. Ed Brasseau, right-hand batter, takes it inside, ball 1. Brasseau, single to left, had an infield hit in the 5th and grounded to third in the 6th. Malzone on second, 1 out. The pitch is inside for ball 2, 2-0. The next delivery. It's over. Strike 1, 2-1. Mickelson delivers. Swung on and fouled back. Strike 2, 2-2. Moving away from second, unmolested. And the pitch. Way outside. Ball 3. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and grounded foul to the left of the plate. Remains 3-2 on Ed Brasseau. Frank Malzone moving away from second. 8-3 New York. Pete Mickelson's pitch is inside for ball 4 and Brasseau walks. Brings up Bob Tillman. Swing of the left, struck out and grounded to short. Could mean a pinch hitter for Dave Gray. They pitch to the right-hand batter as a curve outside, ball 1. Yankee bullpen is alerted. Yankee bullpen is alerted. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, 1-1. Sheldon and Hamilton. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next pitch is swung on and fouled back. Horton has come out to hit. grade, Tony Horton. Now the pitch. Dips low, ball 2-2-2. The sinker pitch that Mickelson throws is delivered sidearm motion. And this time he throws a curve outside, ball 3. Bob Tillman with a full count, 1 out, 2 men on, awaits the pitch. Here it is. And he takes it inside, ball 4, that loads the bases. Malzone moves over to third. Pursuit to second. Tillman to first. And Tony Horton is coming up to pinch hit. We'll pause for station identification.
Your home of champion station, WOKO, 1460 radio in Albany, New York. The time, now 18 before 4. The temperature, 88.
Tony Horton, batting .268, right-hand batter. 3 men on and 1 out now. They pitched the right-hand batter, swung on, grounded to third. Boyer over to Richardson. Richardson over to Gonzalez. It's a double play. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 men left on. At the end of 7 1/2 innings, New York 8, Boston 3.
And way out front in flavor, it's Winston.
So if you're looking for good taste in a filtered cigarette, change to Winston for flavor in a filtered cigarette. Make it Winston because Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Winston is the filter cigarette with flavor, for only Winston gives you both a modern filter and filter blend up front. Filter blend means fine tobaccos, specially selected, then specially processed for the best taste in filter smoking. Next pack, make it flavor. Make it Winston, America's largest selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Change to Winston.
In the last of the 8th, Ed Connolly is coming in to do the pitching. Replacing Dave Gray, for whom Horton batted and banged into the double play. The 5th Boston pitcher, Bob Hefner of Allentown, Pennsylvania, who started, went 4 innings and allowed 5 runs, giving up 6 hits. Ritchie worked 2/3 of an inning and was charged with 3 runs, not all earned. Gave up only 1 hit. 2 errors set it up, and a walk, then Mantle singled before he left the game. Spanswick went an inning in the 3rd. Didn't allow a hit. Nor a run. And as we come into the last of the 8th, it'll be the bottom 3rd of the Yankee order: Lopez, Boyer, and Mickelson. Of the Baltimore 7th, while Ed Connolly prepares now to pitch to Hector Lopez. The left-hander's delivery swung on. There's a high fly ball in the right. Lee Thomas getting under it. Makes the catch, 1 away. With Chicago leading 1-0 in the 7th on Skowron's homer earlier in the game. Earl Robinson's bound to grounded out, second to first. But then Charlie Lau doubled off the fence in right field. Savarine went in to run for Charlie Lau. Then Jerry Adair hit the first pitch to Pete Ward at third. He bobbled the ball and was charged with an error. The pitch to Boyer swung on and lined into left, and it's in there for a hit. Single to left for Clete Boyer. Savarine, who was running for Lau, held second, but Adair was safe at first on Ward's error. Thus, there were runners on first and second and one out in the last of the seventh when Bob Johnson came up to hit for Robin Roberts, who also grounded to Ward. Ward took the ground ball, stepped on third base to force Savarine, and threw to first base to Skowron to double up the pinch hitter and end the threat. And thus, at the end of 7 innings, it's still 1-0 in favor of Chicago. Mickelson is the batter. Tried to bunt just now and fouled it off. He tries to bunt again and fouls it off. 2 strikes. Would appear to a great extent that the situation in Baltimore would depend on Horland's ability to hold the Orioles in check, but they're great late finishers, as you know, this year. Now the pitch, and it's low and inside to Mickelson. Ball 1, 1-2. Ed Connolly delivers. The ball is bunted right to the mound. The play will be to first base. Dalton Jones covering. Sacrifice for Mickelson. Connolly made an error common to a lot of pitchers. He fielded the ball and then looked at the plate for a good full second. Now, if you don't think a second means a lot when there's a chance for a play at another base, or even a double play. Even if he had a play at second base, he lost it there. And I think he had a play if he fielded the ball whirled and thrown. But of course, he has to have the catcher yell to him. He may not have heard him right. Here's Phil Linz up. Boyer on second. The pitch is a curveball over. Strike 1. 0-1. That so frequently happens. Catcher will yell second base and you just won't hear it. But that is a bad time to debate or ask questions. The pitch is inside, blocked nicely by Tillman. One ball, one strike. You know, Tillman goes along day after day, but doing an excellent job. Connolly's 1-1 pitch. There's a curve inside. 2-1. Phil Linz opened the game with a double to left. And he lined to third into a double play and save for an error and strike out. A 2-1 count on the right-hand batter. The pitch is way outside, ball 3. Try to screwball. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and popped foul upstairs. Full count. This is the final game of the short homestand of 6 games. Conley's delivery. Swung on. There's a high fly ball down the left field line, and it's going foul. Yankees split with the Senators, taking 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. At the start of the homestand, they were 5 games behind the Orioles. They have managed thus far to pick up 1 game in the standings. Conley's pitch swung on and lined into center, and it's going to be in there for a base hit. Around third comes Boyer and on in to score. 9-3 New York. Phil Lynn is playing beautiful music with the bat. Gonzalez, who tripled to right in the first inning, completed the circuit when a relay to Dalton was thrown in the stands. Swings and sends a drive into straightaway center. Yastrzemski waits and takes it. For New York in the last of the 8th, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 8 innings, New York 9, Boston 3.
Valentine beer. Summertime's a thirsty time. Don't run out of old Valentine. Look for the Totem Pole sign. And tote home plenty. A totem home plenty Valentine. Summertime's a thirsty time. Don't run out of cold Valentine. Look for the Totem Pole sign. A tote home plenty. A totem home plenty Valentine beer. Totem home plenty Valentine.
Nothing turns your thirst to a smile faster than a cold, crisp Valentine. So it's wise to keep plenty on ice. Next time you shop, look for the Valentine Totem Pole sign. It's a reminder to tote home plenty of Valentine. Tote home plenty Valentine beer and get a smile every time.
Into the 9th inning. And it's the top of the order. Dalton Jones, Felix Mantilla, and Carl Yastrzemski. With Pete Mickelson seeking to protect the lead for Mel Stottlemyre, who retired in the 7th inning with 1 out. Jones, left-hand batter. Mickelson's pitch is bunted, and nicely, they better let it roll. Foul. Strike 1. You could see he had that one beaten. They let it roll, and he went foul. Minnesota leads Washington 2-1 in the 4.5 innings. Pasquale and Osteen. Cleveland and Kansas City about to get underway in the first game of the doubleheader. The pitch to Jones is swung on and fouled off the plate. Fraley will be pitching for Cleveland. Here's the pitch to Jones, and it's low. And for Kansas City, it'll be O'Donohue. The next delivery swung on. A ground ball hits the second. Richardson up with it. Throws to Gonzalez. 1 away. In the National League, Cubs 4, the Mets 2 at the end of 4. Jackson and Rabban. Williams homered in the 3rd with 1 on. Pittsburgh leads Philadelphia 6-0 at the end of 5. Beal against Short with Roebuck and Wise in relief. Felix Mantilla waits the pitch. Swings at the firstman, as is his usual custom, and fouls it off. Strike 1. Houston 4, Cincinnati 2 at the end of 6 innings in the first game. Next pitch hits Mantilla on the back. Attempted curve. Didn't do much breaking. Bruce for Houston, Perky for Cincinnati. Nuxall relieved in the 7th. The Giants picked up 6 runs in the 4th inning to go ahead of Milwaukee. 9-6. 9-6 now at the end of 5 innings of play. Carl Yastrzemski, the batter. He swings and lines the first pitch to right field for a base hit. Mantilla turns second, holds up. Throw comes in to Richardson. That's the 8th hit in the series for Yastrzemski. Brings up Dick Stewart. Had 1 for 4. Larry, Oliva, and Heff for Milwaukee. Boland, Shaw, and Odell the pitchers for the Giants. Hart homered 1 on with the Giants, and Carty and Matthews homered for Milwaukee. They pitch to Dick Stewart inside for a ball. Cards 2, Dodgers 1, end of 6. Simmons for St. Louis. Larry Miller gave way to Bob Miller in the 6th for the Dodgers. Now the next pitch, it's in there for a strike. 1-1 count. Mantilla leading off second, Yastrzemski off first. And the delivery, swung on and foul to the left of the plate, 1-2. Lee Thomas on deck. Felix Mantilla leading away from second. Carl Yastrzemski from first. And the pitch to Stewart. Outside, the ball gets away from Blanchard, and the runners advance a base each. Mantilla to third, Yastrzemski to second. It scored as a wild pitch. A 2-2 count. Runners on second and third, 1 out, 9th inning, 9-3 New York. Dick Stewart was digging in. Now he asks for time, steps out. Now he's back in. Mickelson's delivery, the curve swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Stewart, mad at himself, he swung in a bad pitch. Here's Lee Thomas. Hit to the box, ground to the second, and first, and foul to the catcher. The pitch is low, ball 1. Stewart went for a very high, let-up curve, and expressed his anger in front of the crowd. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. Next pitch is hit foul on the third baseline. Runners lead away from second and third. The next pitch is swung on and golf deep to right field. The ball is going foul. White Sox in the 8th inning deep third. Martin singled to right, but was picked off overrunning the bag. Here's the pitch, swung on, grounded to short. Lynn's up with it, throws to Gonzalez, and the ball game is over. And Lee Thomas did an odd thing. He threw his helmet out into right field. Hector Lopez picked it up and will return it to Lee. I don't believe I've ever seen that done at the end of a game. No runs, one hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. 11 left on altogether by the Red Sox. The Yankees win it 9-3. I'll be back in a minute with the totals and highlights.